Hey everybody, well I'm back up at the cable crossover, the derailment site. It's about 9:45 Saturday morning. Come up for depot duty, swap days with one of the guys who wasn't feeling well, and thought I'd swing by and see how much progress they've made at the derailment. And I'm not even going to get out of my truck. It's really windy again today. It's not really too awful cold, it's just really windy. So I'm going to stay indoors and shoot this. So let's flip this thing around and see what's going on this morning. All right, well, you can see that the panels have all been laid down there and tied together. The signal for the number 2 track has been erected and appears to be working. The switches all appear to be intact. They're still changing out some individual ties down there, and I really can't tell what those guys are doing down there. Working with a hoe, they may be just changing out some individual ties as well. There was a westbound train going through here. It just cleared here, I should say, when I pulled up, and there are eastbounds stacked in every siding between here and Bakersfield that I could see. So this is going to be a good day for train fans. The trains through here will be going really slow, but there are going to be a lot of trains. It does not appear that they have done anything with these cars. I did not think that they would. I would imagine that they're going to get both tracks up and running, get everything going before they start concerning themselves with getting these cars out of here. All right, well, like I said, there isn't anything else going on. I don't see any signal trucks at all. You would think with them working in such close proximity to the switches with equipment, they'd have at least a maintainer out here. And maybe they do, I don't know. You know me, I love to speculate, and as you can see, the dust blowing across there, it is still incredibly windy. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I keep getting dogged by people who live in North Dakota and Minnesota and places where it's 40 below. And as I tell them, I have one word for that: California. If the wind weren't blowing, it would be a very nice day. It's only, according to my thing, it's 51 degrees. But we do have a wind, and it is, I got my handy dandy little anemometer out, and gusts are up to about 28 miles an hour. Doesn't sound fast, but when you're standing in it, it's pretty cruddy. But anyway, doesn't look like a whole lot going on. You can see the tamper and the regulator still sitting there, waiting for their turn to get in on the action. It looks like the signal guys just pulled up. All right, well, I need to scoot on down to the depot, or up, I should say, and I will swing back through here this afternoon when I'm done and see if they've made any more progress. Maybe get to see the surfacing gang working. All right, well, my depot duty is over, and I thought I would run down here. It is a little bit after 4 in the afternoon. And as I promised, the tamper and regulator are out here. There's a tamper up there working. Regulator there. They've dumped a lot of ballast, and they've been running trains pretty regularly all day. But some guys were up at the depot. I was giving them a tour, and they had radios, and they said they were going to shut down for a couple hours and stop running trains. I imagine that's because they wanted to come over. This morning, you'll remember that down there was no ballast. That was still a big old hole in the ground down there. You can see that they've dumped quite a bit of ballast, and now they're going to tamp and line the tracks. wind finally died down. Got a little gentle breeze here. Feels nice. I don't have to scream to be heard or put text in here so people know what I'm saying. But everything is in place. Everything is in place. I imagine they will probably have this opened up sometime tonight. Get the number 2 track going. And start running trains in both directions on both tracks. Speed things up a little bit. See, the regulator is going to push that ballast up towards the tamper into the low spot. It's going to start brooming. Looks like. We'll clear the ballast off the ties and everything where it's doing no good. I have Jeff Palmquist with me, one of my subscribers. He came up to visit the depot today and I met. You saw the, well, you haven't seen it yet because I haven't posted it, but I got a piece coming up on the following the Lone Pine Local, and I was using the radio that Jeff kindly gave me so I could keep track of where people are and what they're doing. Of course, yesterday when I was up here I forgot to bring it with me, but I'll get used to having it pretty soon. Heard them on the radio saying something about the IJs, and if you look, the IJs are the insulated joints, and you can see that piece of rail that they're hooking up. That is called an I-bond. That's a piece of rail with an insulated joint already in it. They will set that over and get that set in. I can't tell. I'm assuming it's going to go over there on the number 2 track. I don't see an IJ over there, so they're probably gonna, yeah, they got a measuring tape out. They'll cut that rail out, they'll measure the I-bond, cut the corresponding rail size out on the other side, on the existing rail, and whoops, stick that IJ in there. You can see them. They have that little tool that guy has, that bar, that pulls the clips off the pads on the concrete ties. Wood ties, they would be pulling spikes, but these use little E-clip looking things that keep the rail attached to the ties. You can see them there cutting the end off the I-bond. They'll get that cut to the length they want it to fit how they want it. The IJ has to be in a specific place over there. They can't just stick it in somewhere. And as a signal guy, I'm not sure why they don't just cut the rail over here to the length of the existing I-bond, but they almost always cut it to a different length. I've never asked them why, but that's how they do it. And they know what they are doing. cutting the rail. All right, they're moving the tamper this way. The caddy that has the lasers on it, you can see those white lights down below to the right. You can see that white light. That's part of the lining system that they use on the tamper to get the tracks level and straight. And it looks like they're probably going to tamp. Whoops. Back through, back going the other way. So they're cutting the other end of that I-bond off. Or they may be cutting it. They're going to have two I-bonds to put in, and they may be cutting both of them already, for all I know.
Keep going back. Come on back. Hey, Shonda, you got a line or raise? Maybe both. Over here. Let's do a real light raise too. They got the clips off. They get through there. I can skip that. Okay.
Looks like they're going to go have a little job briefing about what they're going to do. All right, the operator has gotten back on his machine. Yeah, he's tamping. You can see how he inches forward a little bit. And for those of you who don't know, the tamper tamps the ballast underneath the ties. They have vibrating forks on hydraulic rams that shove the vibrating arms down between the ties and tamp everything up underneath the ties. And they will raise the track. They have clamps that grab the track and lift it up while they tamp. And they will continue to do that until they have the track at the elevation that is required. And this machine is also going to line the track and make sure that everything is straight. But they move forward just one tie at a time. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to catch them actually working when there's not a bunch of people around. I can shoot some video without anybody getting sketchy. All right, you can see right behind the backhoe there, they're actually getting ready, they're cutting the rail, getting ready to put that I-bond in. Hey, see, that guy was listening. He turned off his lights for me.
Mm-hmm.
And those are hydraulic saws. Operated by hydraulics on that truck that is backed up to the it's backed up to the rail there beyond the signal. Looks like they keep having issues with that saw. Looks like it's stuck. And walking like he has a purpose.
That's right.
He's going to go down there and take charge, get this stuff done. All right, well, it is getting late, and I'm getting hungry, and so is Jeff. I'm going to get something to eat, and I will come back up here in the morning and see what they have done. All right, well, I'm going to sign off for this evening. Remember to like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we will see you tomorrow.